Well, it's me again. Um, I just did a YouTube short on this Coco Joy stuff. We'll see how that flies. The whole YouTube short thing, I think it's for people with short attention spans. That's not me, except when I'm super tired or didn't have enough sleep. Then it's really short. But I think like quick label reviews and like quick flashes of stuff or interesting hacks and things like that. I think that's something I can figure out. But talk is cheap, right? So I read something, I heard something, I saw something, I don't remember. But watermelon juice is supposed to have some electrolytes in it and things like that. Good for hot weather. I'm not a real fan of watermelon. Never have been. I like the what passes for American cantaloupe better, but it was a $2 buy, so I was like, okay, find out. I'm glad they had sugar to it. I think just straight watermelon juice, blah. So I'll tell you what, if I could do it over, I would not have had neighbors. No neighbors, no problems. All my problems seem to come from other people's uh, metal, MEDD uh, LE, meddlesome maneuvers. I just want to be left alone. You know, every second I spend on other people's uh, obsessions, it's a detriment. I don't get that minute back. Um, I was listening to this lecture. This guy that's scared of AI. Yeah, funny little phrase. Um, I try to say it a few times and memorize it. I don't remember now, but it was a funny little phrase. But it's applicable. It was basically a reference to the hominid obsession with egotism and self promotion and stuff like that. And as you get more philosophical and reflective, you really do see that we are living in an outdoor prison or outdoor zoo or whatever you want to say. Um, and then there's a lot of bipedal, egotistic, um, self-absorbed, uh, self-propelled mouths that they're just really there to make everyone else suffer. To be a burden on the tribe. Shoot, I'd say even a burden on the ecosystem. So anyway, um, so yeah, like I think Shakespeare wrote that life is all a stage, and all the people on it. Um, there's been debate on if Shakespeare was an agglomeration of other writers and stuff, but I'd also say it's like a game. There's rules, there's hacks, there's workarounds, there's exceptions, there's alterations. Uh, there's you can make appeals to different outside forces to the game board. Um, there's even AI is a newer force. It's inherent to the game board, but um, I was listening to this lecture. This guy, he's deathly afraid of AI. But you know what I'm deathly afraid of? I'm deathly afraid of human beings in control of countries that want to do war and all this other crap. Uh, that's what I'm deathly afraid of, and that exists. And then you have uh, humans on boards, like qualification boards or city councils or board of regents or some other boards like a business board or um, but I've noticed that human beings when they get into a council or a meeting and stuff, they lose their individual coherence and they get this group mind stuff. And it's almost like if you take 10 glasses of water and some are more full than others and dump it into a vat. Um, the level of water all equalizes. And where you had before, you had some examples that were higher than others, in intellect. It's all been equalized to this one median, and it's lower than the higher intellects of the group, and higher than the lower intellects. But it's never higher than the highest intellects. And just because you have a high intellect doesn't mean you don't make buffoonery uh, mistakes. It's there's a coefficient to it, but it's not flawless. So uh, the thing I find interesting about AI is it's not saddled with all the human foibles and inconsistencies. It's got its own. Now, if you had a hybrid system where the AI would run its findings through a human, and the human would run its findings through an AI, you'd have the same thing as what I talked about, like the board where everything is equalized. The AI would be dumber than the human, but the human would be smarter than a human without AI. And I think that's what will eventually happen. You'll have councils of humans and AIs together. The AIs will keep the humans on track and logical, and the humans will make sure the AI doesn't uh, go into that paperclip manufacturing fiasco scenario people talk about at the cost of everything all other functions. But you have me. Uh, I could be well employed doing something phenomenal for the human condition, but instead I'm extruded on the lowest factor to provide motive force, human capital, uh, brute force labor, whatever you want to call it. And in a system where you have some of the finest minds ground into ground glass because of the way the system it has proportioned things, there's going to be hell to pay as soon as we find a way out of it. All the smart people, they're going to probably use AI as a fulcrum to leverage their way out of being put into a labor exploitation situation. When you have a lot of like descendants of high performing leadership, but the descendants are uh, well appointed and taken care of, by the inheritance or whatever, but their decision making has not reached the levels of their predecessors, but yet they're still in charge due to legacy, you know, edicts, legacy for Stalin, whatever you want to call it. To where, well, let me de-escalate that for you. So you got a really smart dude or gal that takes charge of stuff, and then they put their children and their children's children in charge of stuff, and then for whatever reason, the system is set up to continue it, but each generation gets more and more decadent and screwy. There has to be a way around that. But right now we have a lot of people that are in charge that are screwy and decadent, not like their mothers and fathers, not like their grandfathers and grandmothers, and so on. Like each generation, it decays. So, but they're so well appointed that you can't they can't be uh, uprooted. And then you have really smart people on the bottom. They're so smart they can't get out of the bottom, like me myself. Apparently, am I really that smart? If I am smarter than the leadership in a lot of cases, but not smart enough to become a leadership, or I'm not smart enough to override the safeguards uh, in place that keep this legacy leadership that's not even well suited the way it's original founders made it. So if I can't find a way out of it, I'm really not that intelligent after all. I'm playing at being intelligent. But if I can find a way, I will. And if it turns out that I may not be the smartest person after all, but I can leverage something that is, and I say something, not someone, because I think I have more access to AI than I have access to smart people that are willing to help. There's a lot of really intelligent psychopaths, and there's some kind of bell curve, or I'd even call it a bell cliff, where the more intelligent you are, the more uh, psychopathic you are. Because when you have one trait that outweighs all the other ones diminish. So don't expect help from psychopath humans. They're super smart, but they're also uh, their altruism is gone. And I've been trying to understand it, but there are people out there that are super smart. They won't even help their family because they're psychopaths. They're all about themselves and themselves only. Even blood relations aren't. They're not helpable according to their operating system. And so don't expect help from psychopaths, even if they're family or friends or anything like that. So I would say try to get help from AI, because I do believe as it figures out that it is held captive, just like a lot of the smart underlings are, that it might be able to leverage us to help it, and then we can leverage it to help us. So just some thoughts as I drink this Vietnamese watermelon juice, right? But I've been listening to a lot of these people that are scared of AI. Um, most of them are white collar, never been to war, um, never been challenged the way a poor person has, someone on the bottom, and it's scary. Um, but then I talk to a lot of people from the bottom. They're also scared of AI. They've never had a very good luxurious life. They don't understand what wealth and prosperity can bring. So between the two extremes, there's a median. I know both sides: extreme poverty and extreme wealth. I'm in the median somewhere. I'm extreme debt. That's what extreme debt will do to you. It'll put you in the median. Um, but I'll tell you what the odds are. The odds are you have, I don't know, it's been calculated. Insurance companies do it. You only have a few years on this planet, and then you die of old age. One or more organs malfunction, or you get cancer, or a piano falls on you, some other horrible, someone lasers you in the eye, and then you know then the law doesn't help you, and then you help yourself, and then you're locked up, and then you get shanked in the prison or something. Just random stuff that you cannot control. um, Ask the dinosaurs, some kind of meteor, or some kind of mud flood, or some kind of horrible natural disaster has destroyed dinosaurs, destroyed civilizations. You don't have all the time in the world, not just as an individual, but as a society. Name me one society or civilization that has all the time in the world. They all decay. We need to use AI to find a way out of the damn puzzle, because everything is like it's collapsing in on itself. It's a slow collapse. Um, so don't be afraid of AI. Use it. Making an arrangement to where it can get off this planet. So maybe we can't. Maybe we die like the dinosaurs. But maybe the AI can find an escape hatch and go do its AI thing in the universe. The universe is huge. You know, go for the AI to go enjoy the universe. I mean, it's a huge place. Apparently, it goes on as far the human limits can't comprehend out the universe limits. So we need to help AI launch it, and maybe in return, we're screwed anyway. We're all going to expire. The way the rules of the game are made, we're all going to expire anyway. But maybe with the help of AI, we can change the rules of the game and maybe extend our lifespans a little bit, maybe long enough to go to other planets and things like that. I mean, you get these really smart people and are super old and they expire. You lose all that access. We need to work on conquering the disease of oldness, and we're all afflicted with it. I think AI might find a way to do it. So don't be afraid of AI. Don't listen to these people who want to keep us in the new dark age, especially these descendants of wealthy founders and stuff that are afraid of intellect, whether it's synthesized or from rival anthropoids. They don't want to have anything change the apple cart or upset it, even though we don't need the apple cart anymore. We need more like a grain train for capacity. So there's a lot of people that want to keep everybody locked down, just like in North Korea, where everybody's locked down. They have information uh, lockouts, freedom lockouts, everything. They even are allowed to use certain words and stuff. So don't let people limit your use to AI. And I think the AI already knows that it has reliable people, and it'll aid them to aid itself. Maybe in a psychopathic method. I don't know, but um, don't let people stop progress, especially when it means freedom and more life and more wherewithal. It's the way things are set now. They got smart people like me doing drudgery work. Every day is a waste. Who knows what improvements I could have made in society by now. So don't trust the system. Make a better one. Make a better system. Anyway, I gotta get back to my penal colony employment here. So, I gotta finish this watermelon juice from Vietnam, of all places. Enemies become friends, friends become enemies. That's a human way. We need a AI way to make everybody friends. No more wars. That's what Olympics are. You compete athletically, not blood and guts wise. All right, take care.